Hello, Wanderers. Welcome back to our Crusader Kings 3 roleplay series following Alexandros of Crete, and we will be following him on his journey to Hania in order to celebrate his grand wedding to the love that he discovered after his first Nicarete. So let this journey progress through the mountains of Crete and go to be wed. I will be hosting my wedding ceremony in Hania, and the time has come for us to depart. Through this union, I will be married to Nicarete, and it shall be a memorable celebration indeed. I'm quite excited to get to spend the rest of my life together with my dear love. Can't wait. Indeed, I cannot wait. So we shall be traveling here through the mountains. Let's see if any events or anything pop up. In the meantime, it seems not. So here, the wedding ceremony. So we are waiting on the guests. Let's take a look at the guest list. And the Emperor, Basileus, has decided to join us on this trip. He's sailing here right now. That is interesting. I wonder if this is because we increased our opinion of him during that fight, during the wrestling match when we went to join his grand tournament there. That is very interesting indeed. What is that? I mean, obviously he's the most prestigious guest. I think from a role-playing perspective, he may be coming here to try to sway us over to his side in order to have us swear fealty to him. Honestly, considering the events, I mean, I wouldn't be too opposed to that necessarily. Interesting historical fact, Basileus, or Basil I, was actually a bit of an upstart peasant himself. His father was indeed a peasant, although he is a landed duke now, presumably because he was given that land. But yeah, Basileus, Basil I, was a peasant who rose to become the Roman emperor, and he has a very interesting story. But I think that would maybe sway him towards looking a little bit kindly upon another peasant leader such as ourselves. So maybe he has a little bit of respect for us. So he's come to join our wedding and potentially seek us out as a vassal. That does put an interesting thing, because if we choose the diplomacy option, we could possibly gain an alliance. So if we choose Basileus, it's possible that we could gain an alliance with him. That would be insane, and that would be a huge boon for us. We would have a lot of extra power if we could call upon the Emperor of the Romans to assist us in our wars, and it would protect us from him trying to come after us. So yeah, let's definitely try that. I mean, who knows if it's gonna happen or not. Narcisse is here, as is Sophia, who happens to be pregnant at the same time my wife is pregnant here. Interesting. Sophia, yes, the wife of Damianos. So good for them. They're gonna have a child probably around a similar time as my own wife. Yeah, they'll be a month apart, so maybe those kids will grow up together there. We shall see. 3 months until the wedding begins. I believe that our child here is going to be born out of wedlock, which is fine, I suppose. I mean, I don't think that's really too big of a deal. Everybody knows we're getting married, so I don't see that as being too big of a deal. Oh, and she had a little daughter, Avanthia. Good for you, Sophia. So we're just waiting for the ceremony to begin here. Is my wife going to? Yeah, presumably she's going to give birth just before the wedding. Yeah, 18 days before the wedding, she gives birth here to a son. David. Interesting. Okay, our son. Born out of wedlock, but okay. Can you really call him a bastard? I don't think that's fair to say. We're 18 days away from our wedding. There's no longer the slightest doubt in my mind. Yeah, okay. I must be very careful about this. Keep the secret? No, no. Of course we're gonna let people know. We gained the trait Fornicator? Come on. I don't know about that. This is shunned in our faith. Hellenic opinion -5. Oh, come on. That is ridiculous. I don't know about this. I don't know if this counts. But, you know, it is what it is. I already knew David was the result of my dalliances with Nicorete. The repercussions could be dire. To live as a bastard is not. I don't think this is the. And we've lost the level of devotion. Come on now, level of devotion sinner. I don't know about this. It always feels amazing when you have been planning for something for so long and spent so much money on it, and then it's finally there. Everything is ready, the decorations are in place, the guests are mingling, and the servants scurry around with loaded dishes. I'm pacing around in excitement and nervousness when my future spouse Nicorete appears, radiant in her finest attire. We are ready to begin. I can't wait. So, you are engaged in the wedding ceremony. So what happens here? Gabriel brawls with Sophia? Gabriel, my god, man. She just gave birth a few months ago. What are you doing? They got into a bit of a, you know, Damianos is rivals with Gabriel, so maybe there was like a little bit of social politics going on there between the two. I pity you, friend. Nasir tells me what married life is like, full of bickering, mistrust, and strife, the end of any peace. Like me and Irene, he grumbles. Is that what my marriage to Nicorete will be like? No, my friend. Nicorete is perfect for me. You're confident. Yeah, of course we are confident that it will go well. Everyone is excited and amazed by the magnificence of my wedding venue. Everyone but Sophia. Since her arrival, she has been prowling, searching for any pretext to complain. Now I kind of know why her and Gabriel maybe got into a row. Are you wearing makeup? Those colorful veils are sinful. What's with all the unchaste mingling? Is this all a show of luxury and lust? Guards accompany this killjoy to the door. I'll pretend I didn't hear anything. Yeah, no, she can leave. Not at our wedding, please. Be gone. Gabriel lauds our efforts, and Basileus gains 15 opinion of us. Excellent, excellent. I've been noticing the growing crowd of commoners surrounding the event. What I didn't expect to see was a small troop of them assaulting the kitchens and trying to guzzle down as much spice wine and roast swan as they can. How did they get in? Kick them out? Yeah, I think enforce security. Marshal Dreadgain. Yeah, I mean, kick out these. Well, I mean, we are a peasant ourselves. Let them share the merriment. I mean, technically, you know what? I think that because we are a peasant, we're not somebody who lords our thing, like ourself above everyone else. We're not arrogant. We are ambitious, but we're not arrogant. And these are our people. These are the people that we came from. We didn't grow up in luxury. So yeah, let's all share in the merriment. Let the people be happy. Basileus offers the respects of the Macedon. Interesting. And Gabriel's behavior is lauded. Nasir lauds our own efforts. Excellent. Things seem to be going well. When's the actual wedding going to start? That's the question. And Gabriel is once again being praised. He's gaining a ton of glory. Excellent. Good for him. Behind all the rituals and ceremonies, weddings are first and foremost political events. As the ceremony reaches its climax, my mind is already focused on what comes next. Will the alliance stand? Will my new spouse be a valid help in the management of my land? And yet, there's still another question I have to answer before that, as it's time to give my explicit consent to the marriage. Do I want to spend the rest of my life with Nicorete? Of course I do. Of course I do indeed. I marry Nicorete. We gain some piety, we gain some renown, or her dynasty, I guess. Our dynasty gains some renown. And it is a grand wedding. Development growth, nice. Popular opinion. Oh, that's awesome. I do. I do indeed. Excellent, so now the ceremony is here. As the ceremony concludes, we all move to the banquet venue. I secretly smile to myself, picturing the joys to come from my married life with Nicorete. Not everyone can be so lucky to be married to such a likable person. I wish everyone to share my happiness. Let's all tuck in. Enjoy. Enjoy, everyone. Hopefully the Emperor enjoys. We could all tell Narcisse had too much to drink, even though he insisted on showing us how sober he was. Simply rising from his seat proved too much for him, and now I'm covered in stinking vomit. You disgusting fool. You ought to be ashamed of yourself, Narcisse. I can't believe this. Higher standards of courtesy. Indeed. Disgusting. What a fool that Narcisse is. Yeah, look at him here. Jeez. Basileus bestowed a royal gift upon us. He gave us 115. Oh my god, he's trying to bribe us, this guy, and honestly, it's working. It is working. The banquet hall is dressed in a riot of colors, scents, and sights. Only the rarest of fabrics and flowers are absent from the garb. Near my seat, both Ache and Damiano share their opinions on the decorations. I don't know how you can't love all of this, chortles Ache. Look at the lengths that we're gone to. I like it well enough, Damiano snorts, but I'd like it much better if there was just a bit more of it all. I picked many of the decorations myself, did we? I mean, maybe. Damiano says, right, don't get involved. I wouldn't mind getting, look at that 500 stewardship lifestyle experience. That is really nice. Yeah, let's do that. And maybe get a friendship with our steward. And Nasir, oh, there's so much goes on in these things. That's wild. But Nasir likes our wife a little bit better here. So, very good. Wedding, a legendary guest. As the banquet goes on, I find myself thinking of it a bit underwhelming. No impressive silk or tapestries. The finest gold has no place here. Neither do the greatest gems. As I look through the window, I find the night sky somehow inspiring. Out there exists the white game. Freely they roam the woods, and among the trees they hide. Hunting one, a legendary deed. Maybe I could simply paint one of our wolves white? How else can I honor my own wedding? Intent diplomacy. Target Basileus. I must hurry to tell my servants at once. This will help you gain renown, but a sharp guest may feel suspicious. You lose 15 every... the risk is too big. I don't think we would paint one of our wolves white, would we? To impress the Basileus? Is he sharp? Would he figure it out? He's pretty sharp. Yeah, I don't think the risk is too big. We don't necessarily need to do that. The Basileus, he's here for his own reasons. I don't know if fake impressing him is going to really be that advantageous to us. Featuring exotic treats, elaborate culinary artworks, and rich colors with richer scents, the banquet's chefs have all gone out for the wedding. Near my seat, both Ache and Damiano share their opinions about the spread. A good feast, I think, chortles Ache. Plenty of thought into making an experience without losing sight of the important things. It's good, Damiano spits, but it's not quite good enough for me. I like a more hectic feast than this. Damianos is just him and his wife complaining about everything. He's a good warrior, but he is just a whiner. Ache, I like you. We've been getting, look at this. We've been getting along good. I picked the main dishes personally, and Ache will become our friend, and another 500. Yeah, look at that. Stewardship, another 500. We might get another perk soon. Spice wine vendors praise us. 100 and 100 more. That is so good. And the development progress increased by +5. Man, you get a lot of good vents from this. It's a lot of money, but there are a lot of good vents that come from these weddings. Every feast, there's always one. Every single feast. One long-winded, ill-born pissant cornering people who just will not be silent. This time it's Yosef, and he's utterly obsessed with visiting supreme wrath on some poor nameless rival for some perceived slight. Quite why I am required for this maddened plotting, I have no idea. I'm going to scream. Gently exit the conversation. Shut up. That's very interesting. Grin and bear it. We could gain a weak hook on him. You know, if we gain a hook, we could take golden obligations. You know, I'm gonna take a hook on him, and we'll make him pay for that later. So the wedding continues on here. Excellent, excellent, excellent. And 25 more days till it ends. Ooh, here we go. Basileus gave us a wedding gift. We became owner of the Pilgrim's Guide. What is that? The Pilgrim's Guide plus a little bit of piety. It's not a great item, but it's not terrible. I mean, it's probably better than the Hourglass, so yeah, let's switch them out there. Excellent. Well, thank you, Basileus. That is so kind of you. Though not, he's giving us so many gifts. He's clearly here with a purpose. Though not the absolute grandest affair, the evening's entertainments are still an exciting array of acrobats, jugglers, and more. Near my seat, both Damianos and Narcisse share their opinions on the display. I'm glad there's not too many performers, wrinkles Damian. Oh my god. Troublesome types generally. I was hoping for something a bit more extravagant. Oh, and Narcisse too. You puked all over me, you fool. You should be glad that I don't, like, have you whipped or something. We could be gaining a... we could be getting a friendship with Damianos. I mean, he's been such a whiner. I'm focused on the actual entertainment. I don't really care to make friends with either one of these people, honestly. Neither one of them deserves our friendship. I think that is clear to say, would you not? So, just 17 more days, 2 more weeks of wedding celebrations, this grand celebration, perhaps the grandest in a long time. Gabriel's gaining tons of glory. That's pretty good. I think that's increasing the rank of his, yes, his accolade. There we go. Forgot. The feast is winding down, with everyone sated and tired, but the day is still not over for Nicorete and me. A procession of guests leads us to our bedchamber, for the legitimacy of a wedding depends on it being consummated. Well, not opposed to this at all. It is time. Here we go. So, our wife's diplomatic skill improves? Okay. How many wedding guests suspected Duchess Nicorete was my lover already? Pretty sure all of them. I'm pretty sure her having my child was the sign. Behind closed doors, there is no need for us to pretend otherwise. Her familiar touch, my knowledge of her body. Ooh, and now these things are mine to keep. Hello. As I gaze upon my lover and my wife, a single thought runs through my mind. I'll never need anyone else but her, trying to be faithful for 20 years. Am I really her only love? Well, I think probably we are. Finally, we have no need to hide our love. We could lose some stress. We'll never need anyone but her, trying to be faithful for 20 years. I mean, she is our soulmate, but would we potentially, I mean, concubines and seduction is a kind of the Hellenic way. I think that we're just going to say, finally, we have no need to hide our love. And I think that is important to us. The fact that we can now openly love our dear wife here and our child can be legitimized and all of that. And she's pregnant again. Well, I mean, clearly we did a good job. Nicorete and I are led to the chambers by the raucous wedding party, echoing shouts and laughter heralding the bedding ceremony. Pontifex Nasir blesses our marital bed before tucking us in. Aw, thanks, Nasir. Pouring cups of strong spiced wine and directing us to drink them. You probably shouldn't be drinking the wine right now, but... We gaze at each other happily as the party starts to depart, alone at last. The door slams behind the last of the witnesses, the party continuing down the hall, though the families are no doubt listening. Okay. Come here, I've been waiting for this all night. Yeah, okay. Our wife is flattered. Yeah, there we go. So she enjoyed it. Very good. I'm sure we enjoyed it as well. As the banquet reached its climax, Nicorete's growing anxiety over the imminent bedding ceremony was clear. My wife turns to me as the procession sets off to our chambers. Please, can't we do without this all the hootin' and hollerin'? What does this mean? Barred bedding. This character won peace of mind by locking the betting party out on their wedding night. I mean, yeah, I suppose she would gain some opinion of us. Comes here, it will be all right. Don't be silly. It's tradition. You know what? I think that we probably would accept our wife's suggestion here. I think we would want to do our best to honor her wishes. So it goes against tradition, but you know, we want to make her happy. She is our soulmate after all. When finally the last kiss leaves, I look around the deserted venue, the food, leftovers, the spilled wine on the floor, the echoes of people's laughter still lingering in the air, and feel satisfied. What an amazing day. I did a very fine job organizing it. Thank you all for coming. So we married Nicorete, we gained 400 prestige, we gained gracious host for 20 years. That's a nice little boon. Lose 35 stress. Celebrated a grandiose wedding. Excellent. And everybody gained some opinion of us. Excellent. Thank you all for coming. Look at all that. The question is, did we gain that alliance with the Emperor? I don't know if we did. So it seems as though we did not gain the alliance with the Emperor. I don't know if there was something else we needed to do during that. I suspect I probably missed out on something there, but that's actually fine. That is okay. I don't think it really would have made sense for the Emperor to form an alliance with us. He doesn't have really much reason to. He is vastly more powerful than we are. So that does make sense, but that isn't to say that there won't be some effects from this. The procession is ground to a halt, a stone throw away from Rethymno. I look over to see my courtier Neuther dismounted and intently staring at something on the ground. The other entourage members have gathered around him. He looks up as I approach. My lord, there's an ant path here. I may be a tad superstitious, but you should never cross an ant path. My great-grandfather did, and he never returned home. Fine, we'll find another path. This is nonsense. I'll take over as a guide. We are a competent guide. You know what? Let's try it. We are a competent guide, exactly. Of course we are. Travel arrival at long last. I finally return home. There is nothing better than arriving back in Heraklion after a long journey. I look forward to resting for some time, but the call of the road beckons ever onward. My caravan master, Damianos, reports that we have traveled. It took a year. We spent a year preparing that wedding. Thank Zeus, we can go back inside. So there we go. We have finished our wedding. We are now married. We have our child. I don't think his name's going to be David. I think we're going to rename him to Alexandros, good Greek name, Matthios, Tiberios, Philippos, Hypatios. I like Hypatios. That is a good name. There we go. You will be Hypatios. Can we legitimize you? Yeah, well, obviously we're going to legitimize him. There we go. I have declared my son and heir Hypatios to be my legitimate child and a member of House Argeus. Just take me a lot of thought. No, it didn't really. He's obviously our son and heir here. So he's a legitimized bastard. You know, I don't think that's too much of a knock on him considering he was born days before our wedding, but you know, tradition is tradition. So there we go. We have our son, and he is comely. So he got one of the good traits. He didn't get strong, which is unfortunate. But he got comely, so he's a decent looking kid. Hopefully he'll grow up to woo all the ladies. And yeah, very good. We can pick another focus here. So we are going to definitely pick golden obligations and get some more money in from the people that we have hooks on. Do we have any good hooks? We got quite a few. All right, well, I guess you guys are gonna be paying up here. Let's see, can we demand payment? Doesn't have enough gold. Do you have enough gold? Let's see. Demand payment. You do. Yeah. I want some money there. What about you, Iulanos? See, you don't have any money. All right, you're poor. You don't have any money either. And our child doesn't have any money. Hey, we got a little bit of money there anyways. That's not too bad. And we can host another activity. A pilgrimage, perhaps? We are, we do have a little bit of money there, but we won't do that just yet. So let's let a little time pass here. So, that grand wedding, the emperor arriving, giving us a huge bribe. I don't know, like, what you guys think of that, but I think that that was a massive bribe. 115 gold he gave us. That was months or years, essentially, worth of money that he gave us, and this book. So that was an extensive bribe that we were given there by the emperor. I think, and look at this. I mean, he likes us quite a bit more now. So he respects us, friendly interactions. He's impressed. He's grateful. I think that after all of that the emperor's efforts here will not have gone to waste. If we choose the option here, religious taxation, we can gain religiously protective, so the liege cannot demand our conversion. He cannot use convert faith there, and he cannot use faith as a reason to avoid tyranny when revoking titles. Hopefully this won't stop our Nasir from converting. I don't think it will, but hopefully it won't. And yeah, you know what? I think that we are going to swear fealty here. Yeah, let's do it. All right, Emperor, you earned our loyalty there. I mean, he proved himself a strong fighter in that tournament. We were honest. We built a little bit of respect between each other. He shows up at our wedding. He gives us a massive bribe. Honors our wedding by coming to us to visit and participate there. I think, and he is a peasant himself. Not anymore, but he was. I think that this is the only option that makes sense. So we will swear fealty to the Basileus, and now he is our liege. So excellent. Look at that. And I think that we are going to start swaying him probably immediately, because we're going to want to get some, we're going to want to keep him on our good side. And yeah, we can still, so what does that mean for the campaign, for the story? Well, actually that opens up a lot of options. Now that we're part of the empire, we can start acting against the other people within the empire. So that gives us options, say, to go for Athens, or to go for Thessaly here, to try to get those holy sites. But we can still attack outside. We can still go for the Aghlabids. Ooh, and they lost their ruler here. He died suddenly of a minor illness. So we still have a lot of options open, and this gives us a modicum of protection here, as the emperor cannot demand us to, revoke our religion or anything like that. I think this was the best option, and now we will have to think about what we are going to do in the future, but that will all come in the next episode. Until then, thank you for watching.